Oh my God. Y'all didn't hear me? All right. So I'm praising God and I'm thanking Him for all that He's done for me. And when I spent a little bit of time with Him today, feeling some kind of way about where my business was, He had to remind me. He was like, that's not where your joy comes from. He said, your business is not going to take care of you. Remember when you was homeless? I remember being homeless and I didn't have no money. And God just kept taking care of it. Won't He do it? Some of you know He'll do it. He'll take care of you. That's why I know we ain't got nothing to worry about. He's who cares where that business is today? God's hand is on the business. He said, I am willing above all else that you prosper and be in health, doing great things for me. Come on, y'all. If He's giving you a business idea, He wants you to succeed with that business idea. But today, I felt like He told me, you got to praise me through it. So God, we thank You for the businesses that You have placed in our minds and in our hearts, because Your word says that it is a good thing. It is a good thing to love the work that you do under the sun and to have the wealth that comes with it. Y'all want to hear that scripture? You guys want to hear that scripture? I tell you one thing, I heard Joyce Meyer say this, and I feel the same way. If He never does anything, He's done enough. Because it's His presence. You know what I mean? I forgot about that. I've been praying lately, though. Like, instead of getting enmeshed with my girlfriend, I've been coming in here and just pray. I'm like, God, I need You to help me. I turn it over, cry in front of Him. But see, I got somebody in here who, her mama, she's like, Jesus morning, moon, and night, child. I wish she would just start singing. She jamming, that's what she doing. You know, this is LaShawn Patterson, and Tyler Perry bought her a house because they were broke. You know what I mean? And they were these gospel legends. And so Tyler Perry bought them a house. He bought her a house. Doing great things for me. I'm about to walk around, okay? Because I need to talk, all right? All right. All right. All right. I never heard this before. Today's my first day. I know who she is, though. All right now. I need y'all to say this. Blessing me, blessing me, blessing me. Hey, Connie, hey, girl. Blessing me, blessing me, blessing me. Everybody. Blessing me, blessing me, blessing me, blessing me. blessing me, blessing me. Okay. All right. He's the best man. Yes. Yes. Blessing me, blessing. He's all of that and a bag of chips. No. He's the potato that makes the chips. He keeps on doing good things. Wow! Oh, it ain't done yet. Okay. Let's groove, y'all. Can y'all see? Oh, it's over. I seriously never seen that before. So
a family-owned oil company focused on unleashing American oil from North Dakota and Montana.
Okay, this is the original right here. This is the one I know. I have to keep in my mind the good things that he's already done, right? He keeps doing great things for me. Oh, he's doing great things for me. I love this part. He knows me. He knows that I'm an entrepreneur. He put commerce in me. You see what I'm saying? Hey, y'all. He put commerce in us. How many business women we got out there? He says, I'm willing that you prosper and be in health. He says, I delight in the prosperity of my servant. I delight in the prosperity of my servant. He says, do you know that you have a covenant agreement to be wealthy? You know who breaks it down? Creflo Dollar. I can't break it down like that. And there's nothing wrong with being who God created you to be. Everybody don't want to be wealthy, because if everybody wanted to be wealthy, who's going to work for you? I mean, if you are a visionary and you have these big billion-dollar ideas and plans, and you have these big ideas and plans, who's going to work for you? Much better than it. So I'm going to tell you what brought this on. He takes better care of me. One time, for anybody out there who needs to hear this, maybe you're in a homeless shelter, baby. I've been there. And I slept in my car. And I remember when I slept in my car, I thought it was the worst thing that ever happened to me. But in that car, I felt, this is a true story, I felt the glory of God. He was showing me no matter where you are, whether it's prison, death row, homeless, with somebody who beats you, unemployed, it's his presence that is enough. He said, it is my grace. My grace is enough for you. Nah, you ain't got to have this. You ain't got to have that. You ain't got to do this. I'm here. Right? He says, my grace is enough for you. I heard this girl repeat that at work, and it just touched my soul when she said that. He said, my grace is enough for you. And so when I was in that car, I want to hear Jane. Oh, let's listen to Mississippi Mass Choir. Oh, here's this one. This girl, she bad. Come on, y'all. Some of y'all need some church music. I can feel you. You're heavy. Oh, y'all know. Y'all got to see her, but my computer is so slow, it would take forever to pull her up. Y'all know this? When I walked up these roads, yeah, I didn't have no doubt. This morning when I rose, I didn't have no doubt. I didn't have no doubt. He'll provide for me. He'll provide for me. I didn't have no doubt. This morning when I rose, I didn't have no doubt. I didn't have no doubt. Will take care of me. Will provide for me. All the way. So yeah, I didn't have no doubt. I didn't have no doubt. I didn't have no doubt. Will take care of me. Will provide for me. I don't know what that is. I want y'all to see her, but my computer is too slow. So yeah, honey, because I was homeless and I was sleeping in my car, and it was like this big energy was there. And I mean, there was like God was holding me. He was like, I got you. Whether you in your car, in jail, at home, in the bed, suicidal, I got you. You know? But I would have to say that I didn't used to feel him that way. Somebody got to pray for you. That's why those of you who know the Lord, you got to pray for people. You got to ask God to save them. That's what I heard. I don't know how true that is. But I was homeless and he held me. He was like, I'm all you need. I got you. And the Lord took care of me without a job. I had a place to stay. As a matter of fact, not only did I have a place to stay, I stayed across the street from the water. Now, it wasn't perfect. It wasn't the perfect conditions, because there was a bunch of roommates. But it was right across the water. And the people who I was the most afraid of, my family, he made them pay for it. He showed me, you don't need money to be taking care of you. You mine. Money ain't your God. I'm your God. I provide. I was in a homeless shelter. And my mind was just too messed up. I was too messed up to work. My mind. So I didn't really, my mind was so messed up, I really didn't understand that if I worked, this would be resolved. I think I knew that, but, I don't know what was going on, child. That's why I love him so much, because of how far he's brought me. That's why people, leap and jump and stuff. It's because of how far he brought them. They remember being in shelters and shit, Not everybody's been in there, but anyway, I was in the shelter, and all I had was the power of manifestation. And I had put, y'all know I do that. I still do that. All right? I had put an apartment in front of me in the shelter, because I knew I had been taught the word. And Joyce Meyer really broke that down, how whatever you put in front of you is going to come. But she says it biblically, and so that's why I really received her. So I put that apartment in front of me because I knew a house was too big. Girl, do you know, this rich lady, this is a true story, she let me move. She said, you got a Section 8 voucher? Because in Los Angeles, if you are homeless, I don't know if it's still like this. I'm sorry I look so bad this morning, y'all, this afternoon. I didn't really think I was going to get live. But I felt like the Lord kept pushing me to get live, like somebody needed it. So anyway, I was in the shelter, and that rich lady, if you're in a homeless shelter in Los Angeles, they have a certain allotted amount of money for Section 8 vouchers. So I got on Section 8, and I was so happy, because I never felt like I deserved much. I didn't even think that I deserved to have, like a place to live and stuff, and that was why I didn't earn enough money. They call that under-earning. It was just low self-esteem, which actually wasn't my shit. But anyway, so I moved into that apartment. It was so cute. She said, you got your voucher? That's all she said. I met her in the car. She said, you got your voucher? I said, I do. She said, okay, let me sign it. And I never paid rent. I think my rent was like $25.
EM Sense, a breakthrough in foot therapy that wraps around your foot and ankle like a therapeutic.
Yeah, so when and the whole time I had trusted God, because when I had prayed and I said, God, what do I do? I said, God, what do I do? And I had prayed. I was like, do I go home? Because I didn't have any more money. And he said, no, go to the shelter. And I'm like, what? Because I have a family. I'm like, what? It was real hard to obey him, But who really sunk it into my head to obey God is Karen Clark Shear's daughter, Kiara Shears. Because she sang this song with her mother, and it's called The Safest Place in the World is in the Will of God. So he said, go to the shelter. And I knew that every time I obeyed God, it was always better than what I had planned, right? And I had enough experience with him to trust him, But it was miserable. And I tell you, it was the best thing that ever happened to me as far as humbling me. because it broke me. And it made me feel like I wasn't better than anybody else. Right? And so, I didn't know what was going on. Why did God have me as a shelter? And my mother was like, what is wrong with her? She was like, something is wrong with her. And, but I knew what God was telling me to do. He says, my sheep, they know my voice. They know my voice. All right, God will make sure you know his voice. So, I was at the shelter confused, didn't understand why I was there. And the Lord even told me to throw away my nice clothes. And I know that sounds crazy. I know it does. And it taught me the path of Jesus. It showed me how humble he was, and how much love he had for people, and how much compassion that God wants you to have, or wanted me to have. He wanted me to be tender, because after that homeless thing, I never been the same. And I had a tenderness, that I didn't have before. Sometimes things will break you, and then they'll break you to the degree where it's like, you know what, I feel you. I can't even put my nose down, because I know what suffering, and pain is like. So, and he wanted me to have that fruit. He wanted me to really see who Jesus was, and how suffering is in the Bible. The word suffering is in the Bible. I know we don't want to hear that, but it is. And it just gave me a tenderness, And then, even though I didn't understand why I was in the shelter, I understood 30 days later when I got a Section 8 voucher. I got a Section 8 voucher by obeying God, and not, I wanted to see, why are you guiding me here? I want to know, what's the plan? Why are we going that way? But I knew better. I had a relationship with him. I know that anything he tells me to do is going to be 6 times better than anything I can do. So I got my voucher before anybody else too. In fact, my aunt, or somebody who I call my aunt, she was there for 9 months and wanted to know, how the hell did I get a voucher in 30 days? And not only did I get a voucher, but he found the realtor. When it's time for him to move, he gonna move. And it's going to be like, he will do exceedingly abundantly above what you can think. It's just like recently, I was trying to, do X, Y, and Z for some money. And I finally prayed about it. And he showed me a much easier, softer way. I hadn't even thought about doing that. And his way came with the advertisers. His way came with provision, came with the people who buy the service, came with the clients, came with the you know what I mean? So, I'm not no biblical teacher or nothing, and I definitely live a sinful life. But, I'm glad he loves sinners. Jesus came for the sinners, not for the perfect people. So that's about it, y'all. I forgot how much I used to just enjoy the presence of God. And the other day I was feeling really down, and I didn't know what was wrong, and I was getting ready to go fight with my girlfriend and blame her for how I was feeling. But I've been going back to my CODA meetings, and I realized that nobody is the cause of my feelings, right? That I'm still trying to grasp that, to be honest, But Wow. I'm so glad a commercial hit because I was going somewhere, girl. I didn't think I was gonna come back. But
this yellow crust is why your nail
what was I
fungus
saying?
won't go.
So today what happened was oh no, I was saying that I had thought that other people were responsible for my emotions until I started going back to this program that helps to remind me that it's my job to esteem myself. It's my job to make myself happy. It's not her job, and she's not God. I have a higher power, and it's my higher power's job to you know and I really like the relationship that I have with her when I make God my God and I take responsibility for my own emotions. It's much sweeter. You know. So anyway, I want to talk to y'all. We're gonna switch up. We're gonna switch up. So oh wait a minute. I gotta go. Well, I'm gonna take a minute and talk to y'all. So I'm starting a business, right? And this time, I want to do it a little different. This time, I want to take a spiritual route. I don't want it to just be money, 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 you know, because I have lived longer than I'm going to live. So the quality of life is really important to me now. So I don't know what I'm doing in this business, y'all. I'm not even gonna lie. I don't know what I'm doing, but it seems like I got a knack for it. Like some of the things that I see in it, like some people train. I'm sure training can help me, but I'm kind of lost. So I went to this spiritual business meeting last night. It's a bunch of women that keep their higher power first, but everybody's higher power is different. Some people in there are Indian, and so I don't really know. And there's a girl in there who wears a scarf over her head. I think she's Muslim, but we all come together with a common purpose, and that's to keep God first in what we're trying to build. And so I'm gonna be honest, I'm so glad that they reminded me to do that, and it made me see that damn, we really do need each other. So I said I'm gonna do. Should I tell you guys the backstory or just finish this thought? So I was just in a car coming back from taking care of some business, and I started praying, and I said, God, I don't know what I'm doing in this business. I don't know, what I'm supposed to do. I don't know what direction to take. I don't know who to hire. I'm asking the cards, and and I do think that sometimes that is how my higher power talks to me, but I know other people disagree, and I'm gonna let you, you know. So I prayed and I said, God, I don't know, I had hired this one guy and I was trying to make him move forward, and he's talking about he's in Iran or whatever they are, and there's bombing outside and his electricity is off. I don't know how true that is. I don't know how true that is. I just think that was a convenient thing to say. But then I don't know what I'm doing. I don't have a clue what I'm doing, you know? The truth of the matter, y'all, is I had started studying wealth, right? Just to have something to do. And I started following the shit that I heard. And to make a long story short, they say that the wealthy. Oh, oh, she hung up. Oh, okay. So they said that, oh man, now you guys is really new, okay? So it's gonna come out kind of rough because it's still new. You know, it's like 2 weeks old. If I can get this straight, they buy assets that work for them. So they, instead of saying, what am I going to do in the next 3 months that's going to bring me in some money? They say, what kind of system am I going to create that's going to pay me for the next 10 years? Like they think in form of okay, so the middle class work for money. They exchange work, like time, for money. Oh my God, isn't that unbelievable? But these really wealthy people, y'all, it said that they don't exchange time for money. No, they believe that money should work for them. They don't, okay, you see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? So, like, believe we work for money, but they believe money works for them. And that's how they go into stuff. All right, am I saying that right? So they buy, so they, oh, okay. So that's the number one thing. They buy assets. So when they start a business, they try to, so when they start a business, they ask themselves, how can I replicate this 5,000 times so that it is a system? For instance, they gave the example as if you were you had what's that called? A cleaning business. And you came in and you clean. The system is you turn on the lights, you spray the toilet, you vacuum the living room, and you're supposed to write this shit down so that Sammy can come do it. Because they try to turn anything they touch into something that works for them. Everything they touch gotta work for them. Everything. So if they work for money, they usually, he said that they go for what's called a high income skill. They look for a high income skill, and then with the money that they get from the high income skill, they will invest it into whatever system they need so that they don't have to be there. So they do it day one. So like if they make $1,500 and a software is $1,300, but the software will automate things, they will take that $1,500 and put $1,300 in that, because in the long run, they want this to keep working for them. So the billionaire said, if you have a business, hire a virtual assistant immediately, even if you feel like you can't afford it. He said, you got to get some help immediately. So I'm saying that to say, I'm trying, y'all. Okay? I'm trying. So I found, and this is the most important thing. He said that wealthy people follow value, right? That poor people think in terms of what's paying a lot, and then they go get the skill to work for somebody else, right? But they look at what's already selling. Where's the value at? What's already selling? Okay, I'm going to step over here and bring my get down to what's already selling, right? Whatever my get down is, right? I don't have to leave my passion. I just take my passion over here to what people are buying. I didn't know that. So nobody ever told me that. It makes sense though, huh? Right? It makes sense, y'all, huh? You got any Capricorns in here? I know you Capricorns love this. I want my Cappies in here that like money, like me. So they say that you go for the rich people, the billionaires, they look at what's selling, right? They ain't trying to make something that will sell. So this billionaire who makes books, he goes to Amazon.com and there is this extension that will tell you the number one subject matter that people are buying on Amazon. So then what he does is he goes to Fiverr and hires a ghostwriter because wealthy people don't work for money. Right? What they'll do is they'll get the money with a high income skill so that they can pay you, even if it hurts right now. Even like this, they last 2,000, they will spend 1,000 to go ahead and build that system so that that is an asset in a year because they're looking at 10 years. What can I build in the next 3 months that could create a 10-year asset that would keep on paying me and paying me and paying me? A lot of them are getting laundromats too in the first quarter for some reason. I don't know why, but a whole bunch of rich people are buying laundromats, y'all. I don't know what's going on. Yep. Look on YouTube how much money they be making at them damn laundromats doing nothing. See, to them, the trick is to not do nothing. So I did the best that I could, okay? And I can't be too hard on myself because this is just day 4. You know what I'm saying? So in my business, there's a lot of copying and pasting. And the billionaire said, why would you spend your time doing that, right? Especially when you can go to a freelancer who, and like in the Philippines, there was a girl who was willing to do it for $5. Yeah. So I'm going to tell you guys, I have to tell you what happened, and then I'm going to go to a meeting and talk about it. So I had this bright idea. I was going to approach the company and, provide my service. And then I was going to hire my first virtual assistant and have her do the copying and pasting, right? And that just makes so much sense because she just charged $35 for 8 hours. Okay? What? What? I never thought like that. I never thought like the wealthy. I always thought, you're supposed to work, you're supposed to put the time, you're supposed to put the effort, it's your business. I still think like that. This is new shit. This is like I'm trying to churn my mind in that direction. So let me tell you what happened. Okay. So the cars were like, oh, this one right here. This is the one. I said, sure enough. So I reached out to him. Child, he didn't even call me back. And I said, how do you have 5 stars and you don't even respond to people? Shit, got on my nerves. Then I had to, it was very, I had to reach out to a lot of different personalities. And then there were so many people overseas that would do the administrative work for $5 that I got confused. I was like, me Ling, me Lu, me Hong. I mean, it was just like, goddamn, and I didn't pray. And so I got this one guy and I have to send him an invite. From my account. And I did, and it didn't go through, and see, that shit is so frustrating because then my thoughts get really twisted. See, it's not going to work. Look at all these problems. Why couldn't it just go through? What's going to happen? It's a mistake. I'll forget about it. You know what I mean? Like I act like a child sometimes. And so instead of just saying, okay, you're going to have some kinks, right? I'm going to have some kinks. I'm going to have to learn how to work it out. So then another guy showed up and he was like, look, I can get down with it right now. I was like, oh. And I was going to come home and stress out and send him emails and stress out. And then I just called on Jesus. I said, God, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just following this man on YouTube that talks about how to get wealthy. And I said, it makes a lot of sense to build a system, but I don't know how to build a damn system. I don't want to build a system, but it's like building an infrastructure of a building. If that's what I have to do to be able to have freedom in my 70s, right? You know what I'm saying? The shit that I do today, I can see how the thoughts and the shit that I did yesterday, I can see how my life looks like this today. That's why I try to put in at least 10 minutes of studying wealth, to just, so, yeah, so that's where I am. There's a guy in the inbox. He said that he could do what I wanted him to do for $10. Now, it would take me 2 hours to do what this man is going to just charge me $10 to do. And I would rather, I like that concept of reinvesting in my business to turn it into an asset so that it can start working for me and I don't work for it. Did you guys get something out of that? Hi, conservatively correct. Oh, really? Beth Meyer. Uh, um, conservatively, anything with business really interests me. I didn't even know. Some of my passions I didn't even find out until I was 54. So, a lot of the things, like I'm learning how much I love business and I love talking about money and reading about it. I didn't know that was a passion. I just found out last week, right? So that's where I am today. And it's such, and you guys, you know what? It really feels like it was a good idea to help me out because I think that I'm kind of, I didn't really have a lot of help growing up. I was on my own. I had to try to figure it out on my own. So, the thought of having somebody help me is like, oh, for real? For $30? That's how much I paid for some bullshit, It just didn't, it just never ran across my mind, to get somebody to help me. So as I started praying and asking God for guidance, he reminded me, why don't you just feel like it has already happened and let me take care of the hard labor, right? I really felt like he said, you work too much, You need to get into the feeling of, let me see, what can I get into the feeling of? Like to get into the feeling like it's already there. It's already taken care of. And also, I think what the Lord was trying to say to me today was praise, like say, oh God, I'm so glad that you built up this system for my business. Look at you. It's just running by itself. Thank you, God, for teaching me assets, because I did say that I wanted to be wealthy. And the Lord said, well, you got to study it. People don't just get wealthy. They study it. They learn about it. They learn. This is how you got to move if you want wealth. So it looks like they really believe in compounding things like real estate compounds. They try to do things that compounds. But they are obsessed with turning anything they touch into something that works for them. And you guys are really smart. And because you know what I noticed? I noticed when I just started thinking better, then solutions started coming in a different way. And that's what happened with you too. Like if you say, okay, I'm selling cookies. Now, how can I get these cookies to work for me? Right? You might have to create some type of system, and a virtual assistant can do that. You just say, look, whatever you do for me, I'm hiring you to write it down too. Whatever you do, step by step, I need for you to write it down so that the next person after you can do exactly what you're doing. In fact, I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell him, because he's getting ready to do something on social media for my business. And I'm going to tell him, because that's what he's getting ready to do is going to be something I need regularly. So I'm so glad the Lord stopped me. I don't know what the fuck is biting me in this room. I mean, I guess I don't know, it just came out of nowhere. I feel like some fleas hatched or something. But I'm going to have that man, I'm going to say, I need for you to XYZ ABC, and then I need for you to write down exactly what you did step by step, and I'll pay you for it. Then I can start having operations manuals so that, you know, it's like they said, a system. Rich people build systems, like they build McDonald's. McDonald's is a system. Anybody can work there. You ain't got to be trained, because the fries are there for 3 minutes. The hamburger's in there for 5. The buns do this for 1 minute. It you know what I mean? It's a system. So those of you who are business owners, try to think about, how can I replicate this 5,000 times over from the gate? How can I walk into this, with my mind on turning this into an asset, so that I don't have to stay here too long, while I can be in Brazil. See, you can be in Brazil and Greece while somebody else is getting paid $20 an hour to bring you in $2,000 a week or whatever, a day, So, what? What? I gotta go.